Hello, hello, happy Friday. We did it. It was a very technically challenging week. I think if you're watching this live, I don't know if you experienced Zoom going down or authentication with your Office 365 not working on your phone because my operating system on my phone updated and I needed to uninstall a whole bunch of things. But anyway, we're here. We made it to Friday. I'm so happy that you're here. My name is Maureen. I'm a nonprofit digital strategist and technology coach. And every Friday, I generally go live streaming on social media sites and share a tip, a trick, some kind words, some coaching that will help you tame your nonprofit tech because it's complicated, it's tricky, it's changing all the time. We don't have time for all of this nonsense that technology puts us through. And I'm super excited about today's topic because end of year is in the air. Every LinkedIn post, every email, newsletter, I see people are focusing on end of year because we're sliding into the end of October now, only another week or so left. And you know what that means. It's end of year fundraising season. And I'm going to talk about email today, getting your email into the inbox. It's the bane of our existence. We don't know where our emails are going when we send them out. So today it's free. I'm going to give you a free tip. You're not going to like it. I just want to warn you in advance. This popped into my head, not only because email and end of year go hand in hand, but I was talking with a marketing and communications manager at an organization a couple of weeks ago. Let's call them Lou, about email deliverability. They were telling me that over the summer, they had invested a pretty good chunk of change into designing and setting up these beautiful new email templates for different types of messages. They've got email segmentation. Their email list is pretty healthy. All in all, Lou was feeling pretty good about their email program leading into the end of the year. They had a couple of marketing automation series set up even for like new monthly donors and new volunteers. And Lou spent a lot of time looking around and researching best practices, things like the recent changes that some of the the email service providers have made to how much data you can collect about performance metrics about your email messages. But they kept hearing these anecdotes from staff, from leadership, from volunteers. I didn't get your email. It wound up in my spam folder. It wound up in my junk folder or the good old Gmail promotions folder. They just tried a whole bunch of things from like a design and a content perspective, sending plain text emails with no pictures to see if that helped things get delivered a little bit better into the inbox. Not sending so many links in an email message. So they were trying all these things that they felt were in their control. Nothing. They're still getting these anecdotal comments from people. That's not something you can measure. Like there's no way your email tool is going to tell you, hey, half of your messages went into promotions. Like we don't have access to that data. All we can do is tweak on our end and like fingers crossed, nobody's going to come and say, went into junk again. Lou, I don't know what you're doing, but things are not being delivered correctly. While there are some technical things you can do, and what I will do actually is chat into the comments here a whole presentation that I did with Mark Becker from Cathexis Partners and Maria Chandler from Food Bank in Florida. We did a session at BBCon a couple of years ago, all about the tech. So take a look at this if you want to know about your settings, your DMARC settings, and your DKIM settings that can help with deliverability. I'm not talking about any of that technical junk. There's one major thing that you can do today, if you want to, that's going to immediately have an impact on deliverability and getting to the inbox. It's painful and you're going to hate doing it. And here's what it is. You're going to have to remove a lot of people from your list. You're going to have to take people who are not interacting with your content at all and get them off your list. Not include them in your email message program. And like that freaks all of us out. People work really hard. I can hear all of you right now saying, but I work so hard to build my email list. You don't understand. It's taken years to get to a really good number, whatever that number is for you. And it kills you to see even the randos kind of unsubscribe. Like, oh, 3 people unsubscribed after I sent our latest e-newsletter. It hits you. It hits you where you live. And I know I don't like doing it to my email list either. And I always, wade in kind of cautiously when I'm giving this advice to clients. Tony, I'm watching on Facebook today. I love a clean list, much better than high numbers. Tony's got it. You're paying attention to the wrong number. And, big email lists are great. There's more people you can ask to volunteer or take action or make a gift or become a sustainer, whatever you're asking people to do. Good to send to big numbers, but not if they're not paying attention to your content. When you send email, the ESPs, the email service providers, are monitoring whether people are opening your messages or not, whether people are clicking links, or if it's just sitting in the inbox and a lot of people aren't interacting with it. We can't know that stuff, but they know that stuff. They're just not sharing it with the senders like us. The ESPs feel like your content is not relevant to most of the people that you're communicating with. So, of course, they're going to deliver it to places other than the inbox, junk, spam, promotions, whatever. If you're sending content, as Tony knows, to people who are opening your messages at least occasionally, clicking links, heaven forbid they're forwarding them, like that's the nirvana, like this message is so good, the recipient is actually sharing it with other people. That's like 10 gold stars from an email service provider perspective. They think your content is valuable. So your messages are going to the inbox. It's not whether it's pretty. It's not whether there's a ton of links, although that can play a part. It's all in what your people are doing or not doing with your messages that have a huge influence on where your messages are delivered. So here's what you got to do. You can either do a 2-step or a 1-step. So the 2-step, if you've got time, you can segment these people, run a report in your email tool, show me everybody who has not opened a message in the last 6 months or the last year or the last 5 years, whatever period of time you're interested in. You might have never cleaned up your list, so you might want to go back a bit. But even if you want to say people who for the last 5 years have not opened a dang thing, show me those people. You can pull them out of your normal subscriber list for newsletters, appeals, and stuff like that. And you can try to re-engage them. Don't include them in the other things that you're sending. Just send them like 2 short, sweet, friendly, kind of jaunty email messages that basically are saying, do you want to still be on our list? Do you want to continue to get messages from us? And like put a little button in there, yes, no. And when people don't reply to those 2 messages, or they say, no, I actually want to unsubscribe, but I've never taken that action. I've been a little lazy and I've just let your emails pile up in my spam folder for years. Don't hear from them, or they say, peace out, I'm done with you for now. You're going to unsubscribe those people. You absolutely have to unsubscribe those folks. That's the first part. That's like best practice, is every 6 months or so, running a report, finding the people who just are not engaging with your stuff. That's fine. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Maybe they signed up on a whim, or they took an action that put them on your email list, and they're just bystanders. Some people call them email zombies because they're just like out there causing problems, and you have to deal with them. Every 6 months, take a pulse. Who's not opening stuff? You still want to get stuff. We'd still love to have you as part of our community. Get them out of there. And the minute that you do that, the minute that you get the people who aren't interacting with your content out of there, your delivery chances of going to the inbox, zoop, because your content is going to be seen by those email service providers as important, as interesting, as relevant, because people are opening things and interacting with the stuff that you're sending. Yes, your numbers are going to go down. And this is where, if you've got reports that you're sending out to your boss or leadership in your organization, or your marketing committee of your board, or whoever you're reporting performance to, you got to sort of get their heads in the game. You can't just have like 10,000 on your email list in September and 6,000 on your email list in October. People are going to freak out. They're going to have some feelings. So getting ahead of that and saying why. Listen, these people weren't reading our things anyway, and it's preventing our messages from going in the inbox. So I'm unsubscribing them. And maybe I tried to reactivate them and it didn't work. So let people know those numbers are going to go down. If you're in an email tool that's charging you based on the number of records you have, you could actually get some more new people who are going to interact with your content without going up a tier and needing to pay more money to MailChimp or Constant Contact or whatever tool you're using. So list hygiene is important. I'm not even talking about segmentation, not talking about fanciness, just sheer numbers of people who are digging the content that you're sending and the people who are not interacting at all. So people will see open rates go up, because you're only sending to people who are more than likely to open these messages. And more importantly than anything else, your sender reputation with Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo. There's not that many of them anymore. Proton Mail, wherever people are receiving your messages, your sender reputation is going to improve just in time for end of year. More likely that people will see your appeal messages in their inbox than in their spam or junk folder. Melissa is also watching on Facebook. Quality is better than quantity. Melissa, I need to print up t-shirts that say that and start to send them to my viewers and my community, because it's totally true. But, you know, we are designed, we are schooled and fed. Bigger numbers are better in most cases. And you're absolutely right, you and Tony, rock stars. Another pro tip while you're in there, get your hard bouncers out of there. These are folks who no longer have an email at the email address you're using, or there was a typo, or it was never a real email address to begin with. Somebody wanted to download something for free. They put in a temporary email address or made one up. So get those folks out of there too. That's another thing that will ding your sender reputation. ESPs, the email service providers, determine your sender reputation based on how clean you're keeping your list. So if it's something that's been like on your someday when I have time, I'll get to it kind of list, this is a good time to do it. And maybe a couple times a year. Why are you bothering to send messages to places they will never be delivered? Doesn't do you any good. Doesn't do the ESPs any good. It's just traffic. Things they have to send out that's never going to get delivered. They don't want it. They want you to keep those folks off your list. So really important to do those two things so that you are not inadvertently dinging your own sender reputation. Gotta keep your list clean. like you, Lou, that marketing manager that I referenced at the beginning of this little chat, spent so much people power and time and money working on good email messages, really delivering important content, stories, images, links to videos, stuff like that. So if you look at it just from a dollars and cents perspective, from a staff time number, why are you sending things to people who are not going to benefit from all of that hard work that you're doing in-house, right? You're not just sending out dreck. You're not sending out stuff that looks bad with broken links. I know how much time and attention you're putting into your email program. So you might as well send it to people who want it and who care. That's what social media is for, right? Is you can blast this stuff around. Followers may see it, they may interact with it, they may not, but your email list should be closer to you, should be curated as much as the content that you're curating to provide to them. So it's much better to send your beautiful things to people who are eager to receive them than it is to send them to, bystanders or email zombies or people that you can't contact anyway because their email address is bad. I hope this was helpful. Please do this. Let me see. I tried to share something and StreamYard crashed it. Maybe it's too long of a URL. Let me try one more time. If not, I'll come back to this video. Let's cross our fingers. Technology is going to play nicely. If not, I will. Yeah, it seems like the URL is too long. So I'm going to shorten that URL. I'll put it in after this broadcast is done. So you can get that whole presentation that Mark and Maria and I did at BBCon a couple of years ago that includes this kind of stuff, plus more technical settings that can also help improve deliverability and your sender reputation. The other thing I want to chat in here today is I am psyched because I am about done planning. Let's hope this one goes through, or StreamYard is just not playing nice today with links. Looks like it went through. I am whipping up a webinar about how to improve the RFP process. And I'm doing that with my friends at Bonterra, Every Action. It's going to be the day before my birthday, November 10th in the afternoon. You can register. It's totally free. There's going to be checklists and resources that you can get along with the webinar. I'm also working with them to try to plan an ebook to help you make the RFP, the request for proposal process, less gross, less gross for your team, less gross for people who are responding to that RFP. And I'm going to give you a whole bunch of tips along with Alfredo from Prozal, who is a proposal management tool that is slick, brand new. You might want to check that out. We're going to really give you some tips for not making this such a giant lift inside your organization, giving the right information to people so that RFP process will actually do what it's supposed to do, which is help you find the right help you find the right partner. That's what putting a project out to bid is supposed to do for you. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'll have more information about that pretty soon. And with that, I hope this was helpful. Please get those zombies off your list. Please get those bouncers off your list. And you're going to see a dramatic improvement, like very, very quickly, in things getting to the inbox and your sender reputation. So hope this was helpful. Everybody have a good rest of your weekend and an awesome week next week. And I will see you right back here next Friday for another little topic that will help you tame your nonprofit tech. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you all soon. Take it easy. Bye. All right. Tony says the getting to the inbox link worked for him. Fantastic, Tony, because it didn't look like it worked on my end. And that's what technology is all about, right? We got to work together. Everybody, take it easy, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye, folks.